know, if I was a dog, I'd have a real issue on trying to figure out which one to pee on. Hey, let's go into this barn here. Got a barn find here. It's actually a friend of mine. He restores fire trucks. We're going to check out a 1920 American Lafrance Fire Engine. Yeah, so we're at Rick's place. Hi, Rick.
How you doing?
And Rick here, he restores fire trucks. So, tell us what we got here.
1921 American Lafrance from Pataskala, Ohio. It was originally from Washington, Pennsylvania. So it found its way to Ohio and to Miami County, as you well know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
So they wanted me to get it going for them when it turned into a major overhaul and a major restoration.
It's looking really good. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little story about how I met Rick. This particular truck was sitting outside on a cold winter day such as today, probably back in 2016. And I was on my way over to another town to get some car parts, and I had Nash with us, our photographer, who does the filming on these. And we're driving along, and he says, "Oh, fire truck, chain drive." I said, "Oh, you're seeing things, chain drive." Now, Nash was about 11 at the time. So I thought, well, it's worth checking out. So we spun around, we come back, and sure enough, this truck was sitting in Rick's driveway, chain drive, and it wasn't restored yet. And that's how we met Rick. I left my business card on the door, and he called me and said, "What do you want?" I said, "I like old fire trucks." So anyhow, but since then, Rick has gotten this truck back and inside here, and he's tore it completely apart, and he's doing the rebuild. Come up and show him the engine here. So this is a 4-cylinder T-head.
T-head.
Yeah, any specs that you know about it?
That's about 620 cubic inch, 4-cylinder. Pretty good size. Has a starter on it, self-commencer, and it also has a manual crank start.
Now, does this have a separate generator then?
It has not a generator, but, well, it did have a generator on it. I put an alternator on it to...
But I meant this isn't, it's not a starter generator.
No,
yeah.
No, this is a separate starting motor on the thing.
Yeah, so this one's got the gold leaf, well, I guess you'd call it, it's not really a pinstriping, it's striping.
No, gold leaf.
But Rick
striping.
does this and kind of explain to us how that actually works. This right here.
Well, the gold leaf is actually, it's not a paint. A lot of people think it's a paint on there, but it's actually, you lay your design out where it'd be a straight stripe, curvature like a lettering, or in a scroll work. You lay the design out with a material called size, and it's like a clear paint, and it takes a while for it to set up and dry. And when it gets real tacky, you apply the gold leaf, which is real 24 karat gold or 23 karat gold, and that will stick on where you painted your design. And then from there you clear coat it and edge it with black paint and everything, and that's what how the gold leaf comes about.
So is the clear coat over the whole fender or just the stripe?
Just the clear coat is over the whole thing.
Okay.
And you paint all your striping, edging, and everything on, then you clear coat it, and that kind of protects it all. When they did them originally, they did all those striping and gold leaf work, and then they put varnish on them. They put several layers of varnish on, which took several days, and that protected it
to get the depth
yes, the shine come back on it.
Let's go back to the back end and show them the hose bed. Yeah. So originally this was the hose bed.
Yes.
And explain what they used the wood slats for.
would have had the wood in here with the area here, so the with the wet hose in here would dry out, was air could get through these slats here to dry your hose out. And most all fire trucks had a wood bed in them, or a wood floor.
So originally this would have just been all filled with hoses.
Yep.
And they would have pulled them out the back, and you said there would have been a roller here.
Yep.
But since this is being restored for, is it a museum or a fire company?
A fire company, but they do more parades with it, and that's
So,
what
yeah,
these stands,
They're
are
putting seats on them.
seats and seat backs here for people to ride on.
So instead of the roller, he's going to have a little step here that he's going to varnish up.
So people don't trip and break their noggin getting in and
then
out.
these here are for the
handhold here that you hold on to across.
Is that when they was riding back here?
Yeah, when they used to ride the tailboard, they would stand back here and had the bar across. That's what they would hold on to, and the bar would fit in these two holes here.
Now, back in the day, the extra firefighters, because the seat only fits 2 people, they would stand on the truck and ride to the fire. Nowadays, I guess it's illegal to
It
do
is illegal to ride on the back of a fire truck.
But back then, they had the handholds all over the place, and the firefighters would actually ride. Yeah. And it usually wasn't that big of a run, because most of these trucks were in town, so it's not like they was going down the interstate. But
yeah, and now in 21, they probably wouldn't have been.
yeah, it might have still been dirt roads, who knows?
Yeah.
Just to let you see how big this truck is. Hi, Rick.
Hey, what are you doing down there?
How's the weather up there? I mean, this sits really up here. Now, on some of these, they had the actual pump under the seat. Am I right?
Yes, on a different model.
Okay.
Pump was under the seat, and this is actually under the seat, but a little farther down.
It's down towards the frame, but then the suction part of the hose used to come out here.
Yes, on this one it's only on the left side, nothing on the right side.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, your hard suction hose would connect in on this one. It's on the other side, and then the pump that was in here, and I guess it's on the other side. You can control the pump from outside, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's on the other side. So anyhow, he's sitting up high and dry, and might come in and look at the engine again. This has got a Schindler carburetor. It's got a Bosch, I think it's called a DU4 magneto, so it runs on the magneto. There's also a set of points in here that runs on this coil, so you either have a separate coil ignition system or you have the magneto system, or you can run both. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. So everything was double redundancy on fire trucks because it's life-saving equipment. It had to run, it had to start, it had to go, it has to pump water. So they did everything they could do to overkill the systems. But physically, this is a huge truck for 1921. And this was the small one. This is only the 4-cylinder. They made a 6-cylinder one of these.
Which is, there's a 6-cylinder engine right there behind you.
Look at that. There is a 6-cylinder engine.
Same engine, only 4-cylinder on this and a 6-cylinder on that.
Just to give you an idea how big this thing is. This thing's huge.
That's 927 cubic inches, I think, somewhere in there.
Just a baby motor. Just a baby.
And that can be hand crank started too, if you got a big enough arm.
All right, so we're looking at the dash controls here, and basically you have your ignition switch, which is magneto and battery. Then we have a speedometer, and I'm guessing those are the light switches.
Light switches there.
Then we have the spotlight, adjustable, so you can look up and down the road there. And then of course the hand crank siren. Go ahead, Rick.
With a brake.
So whoever sat here on beside Rick is going to have to run the siren.
That's right.
While Rick drives.
That's the officer's seat right there, and he's in charge of the siren.
He's in charge. And you say this is right-hand drive. Was they all right-hand drive back then?
Just about.
Okay.
Just about all of them.
And here's some of the piping on this side comes out. But this is where they would hook into the fire hydrant. And of course, now everything's on here. And then explain this, Rick. This is the
That's the shift lever for the to engage the fire pump.
And then is this the throttle?
That's a hand throttle for the pump operator, so you didn't have to get back up in the seat.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Clef's Garage. We're actually at Rick's Garage today, but remember, drive them if you got them. In this case, man, is this something to drive. So thanks a lot, Rick. And we're going to show this when he gets it finished here in a few months, and we'll show the end result, but this is going to be one sharp truck.
And we'll take it down the road for a ride.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. I'm going to run the siren.
There you go, the new chief.
Okay.
Now this one, let's see, should get a long type. Then the little boys here.
Little.
That's the sound they play when it's third down at the Bengals game, isn't it?
I think so.
When it's third down.
Not this silver one, is that right?
Yeah, probably, man.